Farming is everything. Farming means financial independence. Farming is relaxation. Farming is everything to me. I'm Latoya Rattray-Ellis, otherwise known as Farmer Kaye Rattray. I am 33 years old. I grew up in Northwest Clarendon, Victoria, to be exact. We're going there later today. And I grew up in a household of farmers. Starting from my great-grandmother, she was a farmer, livestock, and also produced she planted stuff, but she was mainly a pig farmer. And then my mother, she planted her little things and she go to the market. And my grandmother, she does the same thing too. So this wasn't something I wanted to do. Agriculture was never on my radar.
Why not?
My mother wanted me to be better than her. Better than her means that I'm not going to be doing something that she did. So she didn't have a regular job like we aspire to. So she wanted better for us. Agriculture was just not that thing. And I believe it's how they view agriculture. It's hard work, you're dirty, get up, dress up. It's non-progressive. So that wasn't something she wanted for me. And it wasn't something I wanted for myself. I wanted to be a journalist. So everybody that you talk to who knows Latoya Rattray, they will tell you, I swear I was going to be a journalist and a politician. But here I am.
So what was your profession?
My profession, I still have a 9-to-5 job. I am a public relations and communications manager at the Women's Center of Jamaica Foundation. So I still didn't go too far from journalism. Still yes, public relations. So that's my 9-to-5. Whatever I get from my salary, I reinvest. I invest in the farm. And that's one of the main reasons I am still in corporate. I was a freelance marketer. I did freelance PR and marketing right after I left university. And it didn't pay. The opportunities are there. People need the service. But I found that they were not willing to pay. Yes, they were not willing to pay. And I said, I have been networking. I have a wide network. If I know what I can do, and I know I'm good at what I do, but I said, it's another tooth pulling experience to get my money after the work is done. So, I explored several things and it just never seemed viable. I know that if I put in an acre of corn in 3 months, in 90 days, 75 to 90 days, I know that I go and get corn for sell, or if something happen where you can't control, you don't have no corn. But at the end of the day, you're looking at 75 to 90 days. When you do that, when you do your freelance work, you can do your work and you're supposed to get paid in a week time. You're not getting no pay. So it's always something. So, I thought that farming was a better way of keeping check on my money and know so I go get my money at a certain time.
How do you feel about the transition that you had to make from your PR job to doing farming?
Let me tell you something. I think there is a culture in Jamaica. It is slowly shifting. So the challenge or the break, it wasn't quite easy. And it's not because anybody made it difficult. It's because of me and my mental space. Because farming was not viewed as something you do. It was not a career choice. In the earlier stage, when I thought about doing this seriously, I had to battle with what I really wanted to do, because I know I really wanted to do it, versus what I think people are going to say about me. They're going to probably see me as a failure or something like that, because farming is just not something you aim for. Farming is just not something you do. So the biggest challenge was to get out of my head, to get those negative thoughts out of my head, and to just be at peace with why I am doing. Don't look at anybody else's success or their definition of success. Just stick with my reality at this moment. That was the biggest thing for me to do. And I am happy to say, with maturity, I am not there. I'm not there anymore. I'm not there anymore. The biggest challenge for me right now is to find good workers and to get funding, to expand. That's the biggest challenge for me right now.
What was your family's reaction to it?
Well, as I said, when I told mommy, Lord, you really are going to do that? Say, you sure? You sure? Yes, my God, you really let me down. So at first that was the, but my sister was very supportive. My husband, and his mother, they were very supportive. Yeah, it's just those people in my community when know me, that they knew that I was a bright girl, from primary to high school, and I had dreams. So it just seemed as if I am not successful then, because I am not a journalist like I've always wanted to be. I'm not a politician like I've always wanted to be. I had a successful, stint in corporate, which they know about, and then I'm leaving all of that, for farming. That is basically something what people do when they don't have no choice. So that was the thinking.
Are you working now?
I am.
Okay.
I am.
How you juggle both?
It's not difficult. I have full-time workers out here. So what I will do, I have their schedule, and I give them their schedule at the start of the week. And I have Teddy. He's very reliable, and he takes initiative. So I have two full-time workers out here, plus part-time workers. So when the field have a weed, Teddy will just call me and say. So every Monday morning, them get them scheduled. Every evening, them give me a report, what was done, what needs to be done, and then I delegate accordingly. Every Saturday I'm out here. Saturday and Sunday, me and my husband were out here. So even though you say you weed, more want come see what you weed. Yes.
What are some of the struggles or pitfalls you have had?
Struggles, good workers. Good workers. I've had a few workers who are not so honest. And they steal everything from resources to your time. So that's the biggest challenge, unreliability. Because if you're supposed to fertilize today, you have to fertilize today. You see what the corn them come out? At this stage, them love nitrogen. Them want wholly for nitrogen. Them want them food to develop properly. So if you supposed to come fertilize today, and you call me and tell me, or sometimes they don't even call, they just don't show up. And sometimes they take your stuff and they sell them. And the plants don't get what they're supposed to get. So the biggest challenge is theft.
What does farming mean to you?
Farming is everything. Farming means financial independence. Farming is relaxation. Farming is everything to me. Yes, it empowers me.
What about the misconceptions persons have? Like you said, farming is when you don't have nothing to do.
Yeah.
Or about women being in farming, you get your hand dirty, too much labor.
Well, let me tell you something. You see, farming now is different from farming then. Because when I was growing up, I never hear the term precise nutrient management, right? Where you know exactly what kind of fertilizer to give your plant to double your yield. Farming then was kind of like, or the farming that I was exposed to then is kind of like a guess and spell game. But now there is science. There has always been science to it, but as I said, what I've been exposed to, it seemed as if there was no science to it. So you just do a thing. You scatter some corn, or you scatter some carrot seed, and you hope say it come. You understand? And that, when you do things like that, it's not a business. That's not even a risk. That's deliberate when your money down the drain. But when you can take a calculated risk, no, you can take calculated risks with farming, right? Because you do your soil test and you know what is lacking, so what you need to put in to maximize your yield. You understand? And it's a business, so when you do all of that calculation, you know straight up say it's going to take 70 to 90 days for the corns to mature. Okay, how many times do I need to spray? How many times do I need to weed? How many times do I need to add the fertilizer? And you do all of that alongside your agronomist, right? You put the money aside. If you don't have the money, you have a mental, you write it down. You know how much money you're going to spend for the duration of the corn. You know how much money you're supposed to make at the end of the at that crop cycle. And so that part of it alone makes it exciting and interesting. You're looking for something, you're looking towards something at the end.